Here we are in a state known for its endless, beautiful bushland. Stunning wildlife. And a nation of about 50 million people of all colours. Welcome to South Africa. Welcome to the first round of the UCI Mountain Bike World Cup presented by Shimano. After a one-year break, Pietermaritzburg is back on the exciting World Cup calendar. It kicks off the series with a triple event, downhill, 4-cross, and most importantly, the first cross-country race of the season. Local cross-country star Burry Stander explains the new course to us.
We pretty much have a brand new course here in Pietermaritzburg. It's approximately 6 kilometers long. And yeah, right off the start, they put in a brand new start chute where we go uphill instead of down, which I think is more fair for the guys starting further back. And it's not long before we hit the first rock section, which is open to spectators, which is something that they really try to incorporate this year to open the course up for people that are at the start finish, so they can actually see some good racing. And from there we head into the woods for the first time, the first couple of climbs. I think that's where the race will really be split. Yeah, once you reach the top of the course, you start winding your way back towards the venue with the hardest rock section about midway through the track. It's one where a lot of even the top riders have had some difficulty getting through, and a lot of rock was brought in to make the course more technical, something the riders asked for 2 years ago, and I think they've really achieved that this year. And yeah, at the end here we've got a really good tight switchback off canvas section where people can go and watch near the finish, and that pretty much ends off the lap.
Burry Stander is determined to have a good race here in Pietermaritzburg. This year he brought someone special to cheer him along. Among the many fans is his girlfriend, Cherise Taylor. The 21-year-old won the elite time trial at the South African Road Cycling Championships. And this is the view that most of the riders know best. This couple are usually leading the way. And to be that fast, Burry Stander makes sure he regularly eats a balanced, healthy diet. But what does he eat on the big day?
In the morning of the race, maybe a cereal, like an easy digestible cereal, and then just maybe some rye bread with Nutella or something simple. It's just, you want to take in like simple carbohydrates and quite a nice blend of low GI carbs that breaks down slowly in the race. So that's why the bread and Nutella is quite handy to have. And then yeah, in the race it's all just energy supplements and gels and that sort of thing. We eat quite a lot of lean meat, so a good lean steak is very good, and I eat that quite often. I think that's just as important in the carbs. You know, if you just eat carbs all the time, you'll get super fat. So you got to eat good balanced meals that has everything, bit of fat and carbohydrates and proteins. The meals are really important. It's the fuel that powers you through the race.
Back at the event, we can spot a new team, Ghost Factory Racing. It's their world premiere at this World Cup event. 5 female riders, including a very familiar face. And it belongs to team leader Lizzie Uzzell, who won the 2009 World Cup here in Pietermaritzburg.
Last year, Ghost decided to launch their own team, and naturally they asked me if I want to be a part of it. I said yes, for sure, because I've been riding for Ghost for a very long time. It's not just a bike. I have a deeper connection to Ghost. It followed me through my whole career. I am totally happy that they managed to get something going.
Lizzie Uzzell may be the most successful rider of the Ghost Girl gang, but in this team, everybody's equal.
My duty is to ride a fast race and make sure that there is a good atmosphere in the team. My role is not more important than the others on the team. We are all equal.
But now it's time for the Ghost Factory Racing team to warm up. The other women get ready as well, listening to their favourite song one last time and trying to stay in the shade as long as possible. Today's top 3 favourites are the Russian rider Irina Kalantiva from Topik Airgon Racing Team, who's the current Vice World Champion. Austrian rider Lizzie Uzzell, riding for Ghost Factory Racing, who has already won 1 World Cup race on this course. And the 2010 World Cup champion Canadian Catherine Pendrell, starting for Team Luna. Only a few more seconds to go. And there's the start signal. 55 of the best female riders in the world are trying to win the battle under the South African sun. 4 laps of this 6.15 kilometre technical track with 311 metres of climb and descent. We have Swiss rider Natalie Schneider in the front, followed by Italian champion Eva Lechner and Irina Kalantiva. Schneider still in the lead, but the French young star Julie Bresset managed to fight her way to the front. She overtakes Schneider, taking the faster inner line, nearly crashing into her. What an attack! Last year's under-23 champion clearly made the move to the elite ranks. She's riding down the very technical rocky section. Irina Kalantiva is trying to keep up, but she has her difficulties on those rocks, crashing into the fence and losing precious time. Competing in her first cross-country World Cup is the 4-cross champion Anneke Beerten.
The reason why I decided to do both was I was looking for a new challenge. I've been racing the 4-cross World Cups for such a long time, and I won I think 14 World Cups, and I was looking for kind of a new challenge. And I'm 28 now, so I think it's a good time to change to cross country and try and see how far I can get in that discipline. My chances in cross country, I absolutely don't know. Like I totally start. I'm dead last on the starting list, so it will be hard to climb up after the start. And I just have to try and race my own race. And I just do not like to get last, so that's what I'm going to try.
She may not be the fastest rider, but she's definitely got the loudest fans, her 4-cross colleagues. Meanwhile, finishing the first lap with the best time is French rider Julie Bresset. And fighting her way from 47th place to the 2nd position is Ren Chengwang from China. Amazing! On the other hand, many riders are still struggling on this very challenging track, slipping and sliding on the rocks.
There's South African Mariska Strauss in the under-23. There she goes now. A good ride from her so far.
The sound of the vuvuzelas seem to give the Chinese rider that extra power. She overtakes Julie Bresset on the climb. The vuvuzela works magic, right, Catherine?
That was good.
Faded out at the end.
Before the race, Catherine Pendrell won the Vuvuzela Challenge, but can the Lunar team rider take home her 5th World Cup win? Let's see how she likes the track.
The track here in Pietermaritzburg is awesome. They've done a great job. Tons of energy has gone into it. It's really fun, twisty through the trees, fun rock gardens, and it'll be good.
But coming first through the tricky rock garden is Julie Bresset, battling her way to the 1st position again. But Ren Chengwang doesn't give up. And there she is, Pendrell, loving the track, is currently in 3rd position, followed by Kalantiva. French Julie Bresset trying to make the pace, but Ren Chengwang, the first Chinese ever to win a World Cup 4 years ago in Houffalize, seems to have legs of steel. After the first lap, Chengwang overtakes Bresset, but what an exciting race for everyone watching. One person still getting used to being just a spectator is the American rider, Willow Kerber.
So the reason I'm not starting today is yesterday I found out I'm 6 weeks pregnant. So that's my new job for the time being.
And how do you feel about it?
Oh, I'm excited, but also, of course, I was ready to win the race. It's so many things all at one time, but life gives you what you need at the time, so I'm just going with it. And my team is very supportive, all the sponsors, and it'll be a December baby, so I'll be back next year, ready to go.
Congratulations, Willow. And it looks like we might be able to congratulate Specialized rider Ren Chengwang as well, if she can keep this pace up. So far, it's been a surprising return for the 24-year-old, who had all but disappeared after the Beijing Olympic Games in 2008. Let's see what her mechanic has to say about it.
Hopefully, bar a mechanical problem. I hope she fell off in the rock garden, but she got together in the first lap, so it looks okay now. Yes, everything was good. You know, she likes the course, so it's technical enough for her, so she likes it.
And she likes it a lot. Ren Chengwang has left all of her competitors way behind her. Still in second position is Julie Brissett riding for BH Suntour Paisi Valendrai. She's followed by Irina Kalantiva riding for Topik Ergon Racing Team. Racing her way to fifth position is Chengwang's teammate Lena Biberg, making her way nice and smoothly through the rock garden. In sixth position, Luna rider Katarina Nash. Nearly doing a nosedive over the handlebars, but she manages to keep it together. Lucky Katarina. Or maybe not so. Katarina Nash suffers a rear wheel blowout, has to get off the bike to check things out. And this gives her competitors enough time to pass the Czech rider. Coming down the rock section for the last time, unrivaled on the last lap, Ren Chengwang. And what a phenomenal comeback, returning to the women's field after a 2-season absence, and Chengwang lets everybody know that she's back.
I'm very happy to come here, competition, this World Cup, because my English no good. So I hope you understand me. I'm very happy and thank you.
More than a minute behind her, coming in second place, is Julie Brissett with the best result of her World Cup career so far. And who's going to be next? It's Irina Kalantiva from Russia, rides through the finishing line in third position and is real happy with the result. So this is the podium for the first World Cup stop here in Pietermaritzburg. What a great way to start the season for those 5 happy girls. Chengwang, Bressett and Kalantiva on top, and then we've got Pendrell, Biberg, Schneider and Spitz with Wojciechowska in 8th. And previous Pietermaritzburg winner Lizzie Uzzell finishing in 10th place. Because it's the first UCI World Cup stop, the World Cup standing is identical, with Chengwang dominating the women's field. But it's only the beginning. Everything's possible. And now it's time for the men to get ready for the first cross-country World Cup race of the season. Let's see if we're also going to get a surprise winner. If this Frenchman wins, nobody will be surprised. The most successful cross-country athlete of all time, Julian Absalon from Team Obia. His biggest rival, 2010 World Cup champion Nino Schurter from Switzerland, riding for Scott Swiss Power MTB Racing. And the riders are getting ready. That was the starting signal, and the riders are entering the season in top form. 120 competitors, averaging over 20 kilometers an hour, having 6 laps and a total of 31.8 kilometer race ahead of them. Get ready for a real exciting race. Nino Schurter and the German rider Manuel Fumik are the first 2 coming around the first corner of the race, setting the pace. Perfect weather conditions here in Pietermaritzburg after a lot of rain on the previous day. World champion Jose Antonio Mida out in the lead, followed by Manuel Fumik and Florian Vogel. Meanwhile, the other riders are struggling at the bottleneck section. Most of them have to get off and push their way through. And someone else has taken over the top spot. Last season's uprising newcomer, the Czech rider Jaroslav Kolhavy, is living proof of how motivation can push your limits. But his biggest rival, Nino Schurter, Julian Absalon, are right on his heels, easily keeping up with the 26-year-old current European champion. Having no problems keeping up with the top three is local hero Burry Stander. There he is in fourth place. And we've had a change in the front position. Nino Schurter is the first one to enter the rocky section, using his technical skills, taking the faster line. Culhavey, Absalon and Burry are trying to keep up with the amazing pace that Schurter set through the section. And it's Nino Schurter with the best time of the first lap, still being followed by Culhavey and Absalon. South African Burry Stander comes through the finishing line, still keeping his fourth position, but the other riders are closing in on him. Going down the first rocky section, local star Burry Stander has the crowd and all the noisy vuvuzelas right on his side. But Manuel Fumik is getting closer.
Burry Stander is on it. Let's go, Burry. Greg Minot here with me.
Getting up out of his saddle and pushing his pedals, giving everything he's got, the South African races up the climb.
Warming up the diesel engine.
So the first top three of the leading group remain the same. But where's Burry Stander?
3:45 off the pace at the moment.
The rainbow shirt is back. Currently in fourth position is the Spanish matador, Jose Antonio Hermida. He's been followed by Fontana, Fumik, Larieta Erasti and Stander falling back to the 8th position. Showing off his strong climbing skills, former Olympic and world champion Julian Absalon has made his way to the front. But Nino Schurter and Jaroslav Kulhavy are right on his back wheel. Racing down through the rocky section, Schurter proves once again that he's a better technical descender. The Swiss rider looks smoother on the downhill than anyone else. And what has he done to prepare himself for this season? We found out.
After the World Cup final and the World Champs, I did a bit of a break. I went on holidays, but then after I started again to train for this season, for the next goals.
His goal is to be in the front and stay in the front. And right now, it's looking good for the 24-year-old. Absalon and Schurter trading places depending on where they are on the course, and Culhavey is still following the top two. Jose Antonio Hermida and Marco Fontana remain in 4th and 5th position. The two top athletes climbing up the steep part, Absalon in his element in 1st position, Schurter 2nd, and Culhavey at the minute nowhere in sight. Here we are on the rock section. Time for Nino Schurter to shine and easily overtake his French rival. Still holding on to 4th position, Jose Antonio Hermida, not letting Marco Fontana overtake him in the rocky section. The Italian rider has to carry his bike, losing precious time. And Schurter is not giving up his pole position to Absalon by any means. Far behind, but still in 3rd place, Burry Stander's teammate Jaroslav Kulhavy. This is so exciting. The battle between Absalon and Schurter starting to hot up. The French rider here on the strong part of the course for him, the climb. But he knows that he's got to look over his shoulder now and again because Schurter is like stuck to his back wheel. So the big question at the minute is, when is Schurter going to make an attack? At the moment, he's just sitting in Absalon's slipstream. But Absalon knows that if he makes one little mistake, Schurter's going to take advantage of it and take the lead. Way back, Jaroslav Kulhavy, but he's still managing to hold on to his 3rd place. So both riders on the penultimate lap fighting out the breathtaking battle of this year's UCI Mountain Bike World Cup season. Absalon knows that Schurter is the better sprinter, so he's going to try and build a gap between him and his Swiss rival. This is the second to last climb of the track, and Absalon has to give everything he has now to take home victory. But Schurter, glued to Absalon's back wheel, not moving an inch. Quite the opposite. He attacks his French rival and manages to overtake him on the climb. The hard training has maybe paid off. Nino Schurter has taken the lead. What a surprise. As we move into the rock section, Schurter still out in first position. And if he makes no mistakes now, Absalon will have a real hard time to try and catch up with the world champion. Oh no! And Absalon makes the mistake, losing his concentration, slipping on the rocks. That's probably going to cost him the race. One more lap to go before the race is finished, and Absalon is 10 long seconds behind Schurter.
Well, it's looking good now because Absalon was not riding nice down the rocks. And now there's a gap about, I think, 10 seconds. And this looks now a little bit more comfortable like the rounds before. And maybe now when he tries to attack a little bit more, the gap is getting bigger and it's getting more comfortable for him.
With this head start after Absalon's mistake on the rock section, Schurter has just got to keep his nerve and keep this 10-second gap between him and his French competitor if he wants to win this first race of the season. The very last climb of this World Cup in Pietermaritzburg, and it looks like Absalon did not manage to close the gap on Schurter. He's nowhere to be seen. For the last time going down through the rock garden. And once again, a perfect run. But the big question, where's Julian Absalon? There he is. He's still taking the safe line, but the slower line of the track. It looks like he's accepted defeat, and he's going to be happy just to hold on to second place. And there it is, it's official. Nino Schurter has won the first round of the UCI World Cup in Pietermaritzburg, putting his hands up in the air, looking back to see if he can see Absalon, but he can just ride nice and easily through the finish line. This is one very happy man. 16 seconds behind him, Julian Absalon takes second place. Exhausted, but happy to finish the race.
Nino Schurter. You do a really nice race. I like very much when you ride like this. I like it. You're doing great.
It was just an awesome finish. I recognized that Julian did a mistake in the second last lap in the rock garden, so I had a gap of 10 seconds and was really kicking the last lap with this 10-second gap to Julian, and it was really tough last lap, but it's awesome to win a race versus him like that, and it was great to South Africa.
What a great way to start the season. Nino Schurter, the first one this year to climb to the top of the podium, congratulating Hamida, Absalon, Kulhavy and Fontana on the way.
Getting away, and Schurter hitting it on the
One rider who didn't make it to the podium, South African Burry Stander, the local hero. He finished back in 11th place. So what happened, Burry?
Started off really well, and I thought, that was the important thing, is getting off to a good start, and I was happy with that. And I don't know, I just made one small mistake on the first lap. I was sitting in the group behind Nino and Kulhavy and Absalon, and just coming into the first lap I just slid out and I fell on the rear derailleur and cracked the bottom part of it, and for that reason the chain was skipping the whole way, and every time I hit that climb it would go into the rear wheel, so I had to run that every section, and I lost 20 seconds a lap and tried to fight my way back, but it was really hard. I had to be careful not to really break the bike completely, and yeah, so I just really worked hard on the sections that I could ride hard on, and then towards the end I got tired from all the efforts, and I think just made a huge mistake on that last rock section and crashed pretty hard, but I was lucky not to hurt myself, and yeah, finished in 11th, so it's all right, but yeah, we'll look forward to the next races.
The results for the first World Cup are like this. Schurter first, Absalon second, Kulhavy, Hermida, Fontana and Fumik. And the World Cup standings look exactly the same, with Laioretta Erasti in 7th and Tempia in 8th. So we say goodbye to South Africa, goodbye to the sunshine. Our next stop will bring us to Dalby Forest in the 3rd week of May. Don't miss this sequel to the breathtaking duel between Absalon and Schurter. Make sure you tune in and check out the action.